Other news now, and there's been another government U-turn on universal credit, the system which combines welfare benefits into a single payment. The Work and Pensions Secretary, Amber Rudd, has scrapped plans to extend a cap on families with more than 2 children. Well, it comes as 4 single mothers have won a High Court challenge to the universal credit system. They say they're struggling financially because of the way their payments are calculated. Helena Lee reports.
Credit is a new service that helps ensure you're better off in work than you are on benefits.
The government's reform of the welfare system was meant to make things easier for claimants, but it's proving complex, and delays and problems have led to hardship for many. Like Sarah Spoor, who cares full-time for her disabled children who are both adults. She says the system has left her emotionally broken.
It's like you're standing on quicksand. It feels everything's unreliable. And then also, when I'm on Twitter or watching the news, you see all these horrific stories of when people have been pushed to the edge and made homeless or suicidal or whatever. And you think, I'm not much further from that.
The government says it recognises the problems with the system and today announced changes. It had planned to extend the policy, which limits benefit claims to 2 children, but that will now be scrapped. Also announced today, a delay to plans to move 3 million people onto universal credit. Instead, an initial 10,000 will be moved over. And a pilot scheme will look at more frequent payments after complaints that some were left short.
In terms of whether we are making changes that actually affect people now, absolutely they do. I mean, at the core of it, the principle of the 2-child policy being rolled out to families where children were born before April 2017 was going to come into force in February. That is no longer the case.
But some think the changes announced today don't go far enough.
All the evidence around the world where policies like this have come in is that it just doesn't work. All it does is push families into poverty. And it's no business of the government, really, to tell families how many children they should have. That's something out of China and other places.
At the High Court this morning, 4 working single mothers won a challenge over the government's universal credit scheme. They argued there was a fundamental problem with the system, meaning their monthly payments varied enormously, which left them struggling. The Department for Work and Pensions says they're carefully considering the court's judgment before deciding whether to appeal. Helena Lee, BBC News.